Hi, welcome back. So in this session, we are going to discuss about Azure DevOps. In Azure DevOps, particularly, we are going to discuss about Docker Kubernetes. Of course, whatever we are going to discuss, we will see in detail with step-by-step in hands-on, in manual way of hands-on, as well as automative way of hands-on. I would say manual car, automatic car. So before so many people, they are directly going with Azure DevOps and learning AKS without having a strong knowledge in how the manual Docker and container works, how the manual Kubernetes cluster setup and how they need to respond. Without this, they are directly going with Azure Kubernetes, Azure container. So whenever you want to learn any automation, my first advice is learn manual car first. Then you will be very easy to have confident on the automotive technologies. So in this concept, we are going to see how the Docker container works, how to install Docker in Linux machine, how to download the Docker sample image. With that sample image, how the container can be executed up and running, and how to expose to the internet, how we can access the deployed application container from internet from outside, how we can create a new Docker file, how we can create a new Docker file, the Docker file, create a custom image using the Docker file, how to create a Docker custom image, and using that custom image, first we need to have the centralized repository, correct? So how we can push it to the centralized repository? Before pushing into that centralized repository, you need to have a Docker repo, which is we are going to create it in hub.docker.com. And once we created, according to that repo name, we need to convert our created custom image to match the new Docker repo. Otherwise, you cannot push it. You will get a href errors. So then you push the Docker image, custom Docker image, to the Docker image repository. So once you post, if your Docker repository is the public repository, anyone can access it from anywhere in the world. If you are having a private repository, then whoever is having the access of the private repository, they can able to use the created pushed image. Once you got this idea, then if you go and learn Azure container section, container registry, then you will feel very, very confident. So the same way, how to create a container registry in Azure, how to download the Docker image, that is a sample Docker image, how to create a custom image with respect to your Azure container repository naming convention. Then you push the Azure container repository, whatever you created. So now verify your image is pushed. Automatically use that image, create a standalone containers or the respective containers on top of the Azure Kubernetes cluster. So this is exactly we are going to see it in here. And further, we are going to see how to create a Kubernetes. First of all, how to create a manual way of Kubernetes cluster with minimal node setup, 3-node lab setup, one master. We will go with the one master, 2 worker node. Okay, one master and 2 worker node is the minimal way of lab setup, and create a new namespace. And in this cluster creation, we'll also ensure the cluster is working properly, and the worker node, that is the client nodes, is synced properly into the cluster. So everything will be, we are going to see it in step by step in the lab. After that, how to create a namespace, because namespace is the logical separation in Kubernetes concepts. So the more you separate a logical, the more you manage your environment very efficiently. So you can create a sample YAML file, because we are going to deploy the application on top of the Kubernetes cluster. Deploy it, expose it using the services, and you can access it. So now, if you know all these 4 points, then you will have very good confidence how things are working in manual. Okay. Once you got the manual idea, then go and fight with Azure Kubernetes. First, in Azure Kubernetes, create a Azure Kubernetes cluster. Then you configure the kubectl CLI. Remember, the kubectl CLI, you have to have it to manage your environment. Using the CLI, you can retrieve the credentials and validate. And of course, you download the sample application, and using the kubectl command, deploy your sample application in AKS cluster, and then verify the Azure service and access sample application in browser. So the same, here we are doing manual, here we are doing complete automation in Azure. Okay, so if you, again I'm repeating, whenever you want to learn any automation, think what is the manual way of that automation. Learn first, then go with the automation, because this way of learning habit will help you to survive during any solutioning or any issues troubleshooting. So now what we are going to do is, we are going to see it in the lab. Stay tuned.